Honey, I'm home. I'm Sangeeta and welcome to my channel. Today we'll be making roasted tomato soup. It's healthy and delicious. It's so easy to make and would be the best tomato soup you've ever tried. It's made with roasted tomatoes, caramelized onion and garlic, capsicum, potato for thickness, olive oil, and a few seasonings. The soup is creamy without cream or dairy, making this vegan and dairy free too. This recipe comes with a lot of alternatives for you, so this recipe is really for everybody. I'll be giving you plenty of substitutions throughout the video, so personalize it the way you want. Let's check out the ingredients for this creamy tomato soup. I have over here 7 big cloves of garlic that I have peeled. We are leaving it as a whole. I've cut a red capsicum into half. Remove all the seeds and then further cut it down into smaller chunks like so. You can totally skip adding this. I had it in hand and decided to toss this in. Do not use any other colored capsicum though. Use one medium sized onion and cut them into quarters. I've used red onion, but you can use yellow or white onion. Make sure to remove the peel though. I've skinned two small potatoes. Cut them into fours like so. Potatoes give you that creamy, thick consistency, so do not skip adding this. If your potato is big, use only one. The potatoes will cook evenly when chopped like so, so make sure to chop it into small wedges. Next up, star of the recipe, tomatoes. The flavor of the soup will rise and fall based on the quality of your tomatoes. Buy what's in season and pick the ripest one available. You can use small to medium sized tomatoes such as cherry tomatoes, Roma tomatoes, or grape tomatoes, or a mix of all. But make sure the tomatoes you use are ripe. Chop the tomatoes into fours. You can also add one carrot into this. Lay the tomatoes with the flesh facing up. Lay them close. Use a big roasting pan to roast your vegetables in the oven. If you don't have an oven at home, pour a tablespoon or two of olive oil in your pan and char the vegetables on a medium flame. Do not saute the vegetables. Once one side is done, you can slowly flip to roast the other side. Do not cover the pan while cooking. Now let's lay the potato wedges, followed by onions. Place the capsicum skin down. It's okay to pack these one on top of the other as the onion and capsicums do not give out much water like tomatoes. But do not place the tomatoes one on top of the other. Do not layer your tomatoes. Use a bigger tray if you have to, or roast them in batches, but do not overcrowd the tomatoes. Toss in the garlic now. Season the vegetables with enough salt. Sprinkle pepper powder. I've used about 1/4 of a teaspoon here. You can use more if you wish to, but the soup is so flavorful that it would be best not to overpower it with the taste of pepper. Dust a pinch of Asafetida or hing. Now add half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning or pizza seasoning or oregano. I've used pizza seasoning here. My folks in India, use your stash of Domino's oregano seasoning. I know most of you have a collection of it. I know I did. Now drizzle with 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Olive oil tastes really good and pairs really well with this soup. But if you don't have it at home, you can use melted butter or avocado oil. You can always add fresh thyme, rosemary, or chili flakes, but I'm keeping this one simple. Roast this in a preheated oven at 160 degrees Celsius for 20 to 25 minutes. I've kept this in the middle rack. Meanwhile, measure 400 ml of warm water and mix in a tablespoon of bouillon. You can use vegetable stock if you wish to, or use chicken broth. Use your choice of stock. Please don't use water though. Stock brings in more flavor to your soup. Mix this up and keep this aside. I've used powdered vegetable bouillon here. Keep an eye on the garlic and onion after 15 minutes. You do not want to burn it. If the garlic is roasted and if you feel that it's burning, then you can take it out and allow the rest of the vegetables to char a little bit more. You are going to roast this until you see that the top of the vegetables are charred. The vegetables have charred. It took me about 25 minutes. So let's take it out. The potatoes are cooked, the onions have caramelized as you can see, and the capsicum is charred a little, and the tomatoes are completely roasted and are not soggy now. This is how it should be. Also, do not char this a lot. You don't want your vegetables turning or looking black. This is exactly how you want it. Now I've decided to use a little basil in the soup. It's completely optional. I'll be pureeing fresh basil directly into the soup, but you can leave it out or offer it as an optional garnish if you wish to. I like the taste of fresh basil, so you do you. Use if you like, skip if you don't. I will not be adding a lot of it. Add a few leaves. You want the taste to be subtle and not overpowering. Now let's toss in the tomatoes into the blender. You can see how soft they are. You're going to blend this using a portion of your broth. Blend this until you get a smooth puree. Also, if you're new to this channel, hi and welcome. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on my Instagram page at honeyamhome. I'll leave the link in the description box. That's looking good. You can strain this using a sieve or leave it like it is and transfer it into a cooking pot. I will not be sieving this though. Now toss in the rest of the vegetables. Make sure to scrape all of the oil into the blender. Get the last drop of it. That oil is full of flavor. Toss in 5 to 6 basil leaves. Pour in rest of the broth and blend it. That's looking good. Now transfer it into the same pot. Heat this up until it bubbles. The soup is thick, so I will be adding 150 ml of warm water into the mixer jar and shake it really well to get the remaining puree off the jar. You can use more water, but I like having the soup a little thick. Stir this on medium flame until you see bubbles and then turn off the flame. You can taste the soup and adjust the salt or seasoning now. Mine has turned out perfect. I don't have to adjust any flavor, so it's time to serve it. The soup is very filling. We had it for dinner. You can garnish it with cream and basil leaf. Add croutons if you like, or shave some cheese on the top, or have it just like that. For the purpose of presentation, I've served it with some cream, but any other day I'll be serving it just as is. It's creamy and so delicious, totally better than the ones you get at a restaurant, definitely healthy and so easy to make. And I really do hope you get to try this soon. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Until next time.